Well, allow me a few words in Portuguese, because some people are watching us from my Facebook page. Eu queria pedir desculpas aos brasileiros que estão nos assistindo. Eu vou ter que falar inglês, porque os que não entendem inglês, obviamente, porque o meu espanhol é muito ruim, então eu achei melhor falar inglês. First, I want to say that it's a great joy to represent here the movement Sharing the Change from Porto Alegre, which is a city that made history in the world for its tradition of participation and mobilization. It was there in Porto Alegre that was born the participatory budget, and it was there also that was born the World Social Forum, which had several of its editions in the city. I am very proud now to be running for mayor of this special city that is Porto Alegre for the coming elections in October. I also want to thank the free software and global connections activist Marcelo Branco, who is here, who introduced me to Francesca Bria and made possible my presence here, and my thanks to Francesca and all the team for inviting me, and also to thank Thiago Madeira, who is the programmer of our platform, Sharing the Change, and is here to transmitting this conference online. A few words about Brazil, because we are in a special situation. Other Brazilians that came here talked about it. We are going through a decisive moment in our history. The Senate has decided to, by a large majority, to put away President Dilma Rousseff. It was a reactionary maneuver led by the government, former allies, and by the vice president himself, in a kind of parliamentary and palace coup. But this didn't change the class struggle relations in Brazil. Although we can define Dilma's impeachment as a palace coup, as many other people here said, I would say that is more precise, that it was a maneuver to constitute a government with better conditions to increase the austerity measures against the people, measures that were already being taken by Dilma. That's why she was not very popular. And also this maneuver, this coup, had the intent to shut down the period that has begun in Brazil in June 2013 with the eruption of a very big mass movement called the June Journeys. But it's important to say that it didn't change the political regime in Brazil, and it hasn't managed to stabilize the bourgeois domain. That's why we have still a lot of living movements in our country. I should say that since the outbreak of the Indignados, Spain has been an example of emergence of new technopolitics initiatives headed by citizenship, with more social participation and direct democracy. The new political parties, as Podemos, and this new wave of citizen municipalist initiatives like Barcelona em Comum and Agora Madri, have inspired us to have the ambition to be part of building this network of cities of change. So we built the social participation platform called Sharing the Change, an alternative to Porto Alegre, which combines online participation with presential and territorial involvement. Together, we are learning and stimulating new forms of decentralized participation to build proposals and programs for a new government of social participation. And we are making a commitment to put in practice a bottom-up policy in Porto Alegre. reversing priorities in the management of the public budget, and also to perfect the participatory budget in order to combine it with new forms of digital participation in which people can make the decisions about the main issues of the city. While we live in our city a period of setbacks and stagnation in public policy, a result of the lack of direct participation of the people in the decision-making process, we also see the emergence of new social movements, a new force from the commons that demands to participate in the main city decisions. One example of the movement is the Cais Mauá de Todos, or Mauá's Wharf to Everybody in a rough translation, which is challenging the decision of the City Hall to build a shopping center on the edge of our Lake Guaíba, place for the most beautiful sunset in the world, and sorry for the lack of modesty. Another example is the movement for housing, which have occupied in Porto Alegre dozens of abandoned urban areas. And there is also the example of the high school students who occupy schools in defense of education. Like these movements, there are several of initiatives from the people, from self-organized activists that are taking place in Porto Alegre, occupying public spaces as a means to struggle against the privatization of the city and to enhance security through community experiences. I am sure that if our proposal is victorious and we manage to conquer a participatory government, I have no doubt that we will be taking a step in strengthening in Brazil an innovative proposal and a new policy that rejects the traditional casta and seeks popular empowerment. And to empower the commons is the only path to ensure that no more the 0.1% continues running the planet and destroying its wealth and its people in the name of profit and greed, and finally the 99% can take the reins of their destiny, our destiny. Thank you.